should have sound now. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All I was doing was ranting, so thank you. It's probably good that you couldn't hear me. Alrighty. Share screen. Chrome tab. Draftkings, edit rankings. So the first thing I like to do is get players that I want nothing to do with. But first, let me fix this. There's supposed to be a way I can adjust this, but I have no idea how to do that. So we'll just do it the classic. Zoom in because they are a little blurry. Let's see. Does that look better? Let's find out. It's a little bit better. Alrighty. So a reason I had a headache yesterday, and I didn't really think about it. I didn't have any caffeine yesterday, so I was having a huge caffeine headache. All right. So first thing I like to do is get the players that I know I'm never going to draft out of there. I won't draft Dalvin Cook. One, because I'm making a huge bet already on Alexander Mattison, and I'm not the kind of guy that hedges my bets. Also, they're just on my players I will never draft kind of thing. They're the players I don't think they'll ever burn me, and if they did, congratulations kind of thing. Where's another one? Let's see here. So we're going to start off with small changes this year. We've already drafted so many teams with my ADPs. So we're going to slowly change it. We're not going to go to what I just had. Where is Ezekiel Elliott? There he is. Get you out of here. I will never draft you. Oh, I lost you. Oh, no. Where did I lose him? Is he back where he was? Well, he is somewhere where I cannot go back to. I will be constantly saving my rankings because I did this the other day, accidentally hit refresh, and it was not saved. All right. Who else? I don't want Amari Cooper. Where are you at? Where are you, Amari Cooper? I don't want you either, Thielen. This guy does well, gets lots of touchdowns, but is constantly hurt. Just push it 200. We're constantly on the questionable, and I know that he's decent for spike week, but not for my spike weeks because of injury risk. For which one? Sorry, Zach. It's kind of hard to do. If I do this, does it look weird? I guess it's not. It's not great. So I can't tell what it looks like. I need to pull up my phone. This is better looking, but I don't want to do that if it's not visually appealing, obviously. Make sure my volume's down. That's not bad. I'll zoom in. Yeah, Thielen, there's just too much injury that I don't really want to go with. The two Vikings, I assume. Yeah, I guess that I don't like to. Yeah, Jefferson's awesome. If I'm going to make a bet, it's going to be on Jefferson. Also, I'm also playing to the narrative that Jalen Naylor takes over sometime this season for Adam Thielen. Let me zoom in one more time on this line. This real quick. See what this looks like. Is that way too close? Why did that go? Is it because it had like that? Hold on. What in the world? All right, let's make it full page and then just. Oh, that looks goofy as heck. Let's see. That's better, I guess. When I switch back to here, does it? Kind of weird. What the frick, dude? Oh, this is so obnoxious. All right, well, I'll be full screen. And I just can't see the. I'll check on the chat every once in a while. I actually have it up on my phone, so I don't even need it anymore. If I can get technical difficulties here, guys. Okay. Can we get this chat bigger, please? There we go. Let's roll. What's going on, Richard? All right. Let's see here. Everything else is looking good so far. Let's make sure we got everybody out we don't want in. Did I get Cooper out of here? I was going for Cooper, I found what's his face. We definitely don't want Gage where he's going. He should be going. Get back here. Right next to Logan Thomas. Both worthless. Don't draft Logan Thomas. Just a friendly advice. Where is Amari Cooper? Holy cannoli. There is Dalvin Cook. So that's still too early. There we go. I'll take him at 153. Let's see here. Let's see. Where does Amari Cooper go? Can I search this? There he is, 69. Oh, what a good number. I don't know if this affects how this affects that. So just go to all. Since he is 69, we'll just double his ADP. 71. We'll go to 142-ish. That works. Players I don't ever want to see when I'm drafting. Because it just clutters it up. I'm never going to draft them. I would like to say I'm going to draft DeAndre, but I don't know if I ever will. Those health reports coming out. Next, we want to stick him next to him. I'm a bigger fan than him. Deontay, David should come back. I'll never take David over Amon-Ra, who I just lost. I'd take Jacobs over him. As I told you yesterday, or 2 days ago, my process is very, very generic, very basic. I enjoy the way I do my rankings. I don't assume anybody else does it like this. I'm sure that everybody else has huge reasoning for what they do. If I like a player, if I could see myself drafting a player over another, that's how I do it. So, again, very basic, but some people wanted to see it. So, who am I to stop it? So there's like a rip-off channel, and it had OBJ going to the pet. Make sure it wasn't real. Okay, nothing popped up. This random like knockoff watching, because Good Morning Football doesn't pop up on I can't watch it when I'm at work, but there's a knockoff YouTube channel that has Good Morning Football every morning. And I was watching it, and then they had like a separate, like what happened during training camp, and it said OBJ signed to the Las Vegas Raiders, and I was so baffled. I was like, the Raiders, and then you click on it, and it's complete BS. I was so furious with that channel. I'm drafting him right after Swift. I would take Evans after him. Where? Oh yeah, obviously this is gotta change. That just feels right. Hey, sweet! I caught a live stream. Hey, it's your boy Polly Chips. How you doing, man? This is this is not the most entertaining live stream that you will catch, but it is a live stream nonetheless. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We are 2 away from hitting 100. It is insane. And likes always make me happy to see. I haven't checked to see any comments on my last YouTube episode, but can you talk about Najee being your number one? What's there to say? He's gonna get the touches, man. He's gonna get all the work that you need. There's only positive regression to happen. There's only probably negative regression for Jay Taylor. One, it sounds like they might sub in Naheem Hines more this year. That's, Two, he got like amazing scores from like a certain amount of like yards out. Like that's going to regress. They're going to trust Matt Ryan with the football closer, which probably means I should be higher up on their other skill positions. I'm just personally not. I'm okay with Pittman, but I haven't been getting almost any of him. It's just a little too early for me. And then I get a little bit of Campbell and a little bit of Alec Pierce here and there, but that's about it. Christian McCaffrey, I've been burned by him way too many times. And honestly, he's getting older. The upside is there. Don't get me wrong. If he is healthy somehow, week 17, I probably won't win 2 million or million. But how often are we going to see Christian McCaffrey? What is the likelihood that we see him in week 17? In my opinion, probably 5%. In my opinion, how much CMC do I have? 0%. Because you got to think about it. How often does CMC get drafted after Najee? Never. And I'm drafting 100% Najee. As much as I can, obviously, because some people do get him before me. I've been lucky. I got sniped on CMC a lot last couple of years. Yeah, I mean, last year I went probably like 50%. It was like a flip of a coin. I was either taking him or Derrick Henry. Both got hurt, And I feel like I'm taking a risk by taking Najee, right? But I also had Derrick Henry last year in probably 70 to 80% of my leagues. Obviously, there's no way to check because DraftKings does not have ownership projection or ownership exposures at all. But I had as much of Derrick Henry as you could get last year, and I still advanced 70% of my teams. So just because I go heavy on Najee Harris does not mean I'm going to, if he got hurt or if he doesn't do well, that it's going to tank my team. That's another, my thought process with it is that, one, if he is even a top 5 player or top 5 running back, he's done his job. Now, I think he has the chance to become the number 1 running back, which is why I take him where I take him. But he, and if he is, then I have every combination of that second round, plus some of these first round guys, because sometimes they fall to the second round. I have every combination with him and the second round guys. I go out of my way to always get them. So if I am right, which this is how I'm betting this game, if I am right, which I think that I am, then I will have an advantage over everybody who doesn't have him, also over everybody who doesn't have him with the second round pick that you must have, kind of thing. It's just one domino that I have that I need to have to get to the next domino. That's why that whole 8% thing, people having all these like smooth out exposures, they're not going to have every combination. It's almost impossible to have every combination with that 8% player, with the 8% player they have in the second round. Yeah, you can, and you could get as close to it as you can, but I don't think that you will, personally. I think that Devontae Adams has a down year this year. And I would take Kelsey right next to my boy Mark Andrews. Will I ever get him there? Probably not. But that's where he'll be. I still believe in Derrick Henry. I think Jamar Chase is just as good as Justin Jefferson. So today we will just do the top 50. Tomorrow we'll do the top 100 and so forth. Does Josh Allen need to move up or down? I would take him over Tyreek. I think that's right. Well, these will probably go 50-50 on. Nick Chubb, Tyreek Hill, Leonard Fournette, Javonte. I take Javonte over Leonard. And T over him. Honestly, I take Mike over him. Bring DJ Moore up here. This is not top tier quarterbacks that they're playing with. Opportunities, but not top tier quarterbacks. I already brought up Davis. I feel like I'm the only person that is still likes Debo this year, even with Trey announcement today. I'm indifferent. We don't know. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know the upside. We don't know the downside of Trey. I just specifically remember the play that he had like a 60-yard touchdown on. He was wide open, and it felt like he had to use all of his arm strength to get it to like a 20-yard out. You know what I mean? And he was wide open. Nobody was near him, and it looked like it was such a struggle. Now, I hope that was just like he had bad footing or something along those lines, but who knows? Like, maybe, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. But, yeah. In the rare drafts, you don't get Najee. Do you consider Snell with him last round pick and having a low draft rate? No, because I know that he's going to be the bell cow. I don't think he's going to get hurt this year. I'm not hedging my bet. I know he's going to be the stud. So the drafts that I don't get him, I'm just chalking it almost as a pay. I'm paying the rake almost. Almost. I'm pretty good. I can still draft a decent team. I can probably just get out of the first round, but whoever has Najee is probably going to win the league. Where was I? I was at drafted receivers. Yeah. I don't like either of those running backs right now. I love the confidence. You got to be confident to do things in life. I'm not big on Sutton. No, I'm against Sutton. I'm just not big on him as other people. I like McLaurin, but I like Herbert better. Again, if you're just getting here, I am a very basic. I like this player. I don't like this player as much as other people do, I guess. There's a reason why I don't get any Breece Hall. Let's just throw him a few. I'll throw him next, right behind it. I'm going to say Brown. I've been getting a lot of George Kittle lately, so I guess I should move him up. He's already past ADP here, so I'm not too worried about it. I think this year, he didn't really use George Kittle, I feel like, that much traded in the games that he played with him. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like young quarterbacks with their tight ends. I think that's pretty classic quarterback, that's like boomer dinosaur evaluation, but I'm big on that. Yeah, I like Deontay. The problem is I don't like to pair there's nothing wrong with having a bunch of offensive weapons for the same team. I just think that Mitch Trubisky, he doesn't favor typically one receiver versus another. And I do think he'll be starting most of the games personally. And Jimmy Graham, I'm bigger on Freiermuth than I am Deontay Johnson for that team. I know Jimmy Graham was a long time ago, but when he played with Jimmy Graham, they had like a connection. Why you keep drafting Najee Harris? You can go back to about 10 minutes ago. I just talked about that. What's it called? Pat Freiermuth. He had such a connection with his tight end. I'm not saying Pat Freiermuth is Jimmy Graham, but if he was probably to allocate, he's probably going to make it very spread. And they have so many receivers now. They have George Pickens. They drafted a really fast guy. I'm drawing a blank on his name. They got Deontay. They got Chase Claypool. They got Freiermuth. And they got Najee. Yeah. So, I mean, I drafted a lot of Freiermuth early on. I have been slipping a little bit on it. But that's because I've been grabbing 2 tight ends typically before. Like round 9, I usually get a combination of Andrews, Pitts, Hawkinson, and Knox. Somehow, like those are always like 2 of my 4 that I typically have. And if I don't, and I kind of want to punt, because he also goes around Garrett Wilson range, Pat Freiermuth. So then I try to get him. He usually doesn't fall to me. I just started watching the stream. Yeah, I don't feel like I literally spent like 10 minutes watching him. So if you want to go back, hit it on 2 times speed. I think that's how it works. That's how I do to other people when I jump into the streams. I'm not trying to like be rude. I'm just saying I just talked about it for like 10 minutes. I like him. Let's just put it that way. Thank you for joining the stream. George Deontay. Hold up, I got myself lost. He also has a true lock. Jefferson 2.0. I think so too. See, Akers I like, but I don't like. I don't really care for the talent, but Sean McVay, this is why I'm also not as high on Cup. Sean McVay was grind. I mean, if you watched the Super Bowl, if you watched the Tampa Bay game, he was grinding Cam Akers. And he's going to grind him this year as well. Honestly, I should probably put him with the other running backs. These guys. And it's only because I know he's going to get the workload. And, yeah, he's going to get the workload. It may not be very good, but who knows? Like, he might have finally took some time, healed up, got himself back ready. And now there's going to be so much focus on Cooper Kupp that he might get some open lanes and maybe do well. That's all. I can't draft him ahead of Gabe Davis, though. That's just silly. I was just of a big stand as Liam was last year. Maybe not 65% or whatever he had, but I had to have had like 30 or 40% Gabe Davis last year. Yeah, dude, that is one of my biggest combos in the 2-3 turn. But even if they get injured, you don't have to worry. Look, I had half of my squad last year was injured. You know what I mean? Like you don't worry about injuries. It's going to happen. I don't have very much Juju. Should I keep him up there? I did run a draft today with a just plain vanilla roster, and it felt weird. It felt very weird. Akers manipulates defenders very well. Sharp back. Great reasoning, as you just said. Yeah. I definitely would. I guess I'll do top 100. This is going too quickly. Yeah, I don't get this. This needs to. I know that he's going there, but he's not going to be going there for me. Right next to where's Goodert? There he is. And bring Nasana. Knoxon right next to Singletary. Where is my boy Trey Lance? So we need to put him. Lucky 77. That's a lie. He will be going earlier than that. No, right behind Elijah. I should have Elijah at 65. That's where I usually draft him at. He should slide back a little bit. Just a little bit. Actually, right next to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That'll make me make a decision if it gets between those two. If it came down to those two, I think I would take Penny, but I'm not sure. Are you drafting No, I'm not drafting any backups to Najee Harris because Najee Harris will take every share of the running backfield. Oh, you have Tutu Atwell season ahead. Okay. That's interesting. I have taken some Tutu Atwell, but that's because I usually don't like any of the Rams players at the end of the draft. Because who knows who the tight end is going to be with Blanton there and whoever the guy was at the Super Bowl. Garrett Wilson, Garrett Wilson a lock, so we will like Zach Wilson. Yeah. Sorry if you already mentioned, but where do you have Ayuk? I don't think I've gotten to Ayuk yet, have I? I haven't gotten there yet. Oh, I'll get there. I'm probably going to move him up about 10, but if I had to guess. I like Devontae Smith just as much as I like Elijah Moore. I like all three of these receivers. If there's a way I can get all these three, that'd be great too. We'll keep him right there. Yeah, this is a pro Zach Wilson household here. The MILF Hunter himself is a legend in this house, here in this community. Made me laugh. That's all I got to say. Have you always been this comfortable making big stands, or did you get heavy after having a huge hit? Bold. Don't introduce him to your mom. You're right. I would not introduce him to my mom, but maybe I would. He's got lots of money now. I don't think he'd be that interested. I'll get back to you right 1 second, Corbin. I'm going to read this last one. They announced today they are going to lighten his Harris load. Who knows? Highly doubt it. Being Pitt. Yeah, no, Pitt doesn't do that. If you watch any of their games, like he's not getting taken out. It's going to be him subbing himself out for a couple plays. Also, he said just like yesterday or 2 days ago, he wants 500 touches. So I think he'll be all right. And then, have you always been comfortable with making huge stands? Let me click on it. So I know it's going to look funky when I do that, but it is what it is. Put it up on here. I need to put this back onto this so I can at least click on it and make it big. All right. Delete this real quick. There we go. Yes, I have always been comfortable in making big stands. Last year, I made a huge stand on less players. I made a huge stand, about the same amount of players, because I wanted a combination of them. So I hit the right combination of players last year, and I'm doing something similar again this year. Now, did I get lucky? Probably. But do I know that it works? Yes. So last year I had a huge stand on Derrick Henry. My second round, I got, like I'm doing this year, I went with like different players and different combinations. But if I didn't get Derrick Henry, I started with an RB draft then. I would typically go, or I started with a running back in the first couple rounds because I wanted to make sure I at least had some kind of running back last year early on, because I knew that the wide receivers that I wanted 3 through like 7, because I wanted a combination of Godwin, Kupp, Chase, Jerry Jeudy last year, and like a starting tight end with Andrews or Hawkinson, and that was like my main combo. And then if I got all that, and then I'd be looking. It was typically like Damian Harris, Raheem Mostert / Deebo Samuel, and I was getting that combination of players. And then, so I typically when I get up to my pick, there's typically 3 to 4 players that I'm choosing between, and it's not like a huge group of people, which is nice when there are wide receiver drafters in my lobbies, because typically there are still drafting wide receivers even to those rounds, but like they typically, like my ADP or my rankings are so different that they're really not touching my wide receivers typically. And so I'm not too worried about it. And yeah, like I'm making huge stands on DraftKings because his ADP is 76 on Elijah Moore, and I'm typically getting around 65. And so I'm getting a lot of Elijah Moore right now. And then I'm also going last round if I don't get Garrett Wilson for some reason, Braxton Berrios. And what else is it? It's like I want a combination of this year. If I'm gonna be honest, it's like Rashad Bateman, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Elijah Moore, Trey Lance, like AJ Dillon. I want a combination of those guys, like studs that, well, in my opinion, studs that are going to break out even bigger this year. The new faces of the NFL. There's always the next wave. There's always a new wave every year. Sorry for the long-winded answer, but that's just what came out of my brain. I still yet to draft any Nixon and Swift. Do you think it's a mistake? I don't think any kind of pairing is a mistake. I do personally have a lot of Nixon and Swift, but yeah, and I'm not too worried about what other people are, how they're drafting Harris, because people are going to have Harris. I mean, even before today's news, my guy, they were drafting him at 11. That's what the ADP is for him. So that didn't really change anything. Honestly, the last time his ADP took a huge hit after the fake news of him being at 244, and he was only listed at 220 something. And in all reality, he said he's been playing at 240 since his senior year at Alabama. So he really hasn't put on any weight. He's just been playing at that weight for the last few years, which is fine with me. That just means I get more shares than Najee. And if people want to go that route with not drafting him and get burned, like JT wasn't a smash hit last year. We got to remember, like, you're drafting for this year. You're not drafting for last year. And what's the probability? How many times out of 100 does Najee outscore just JT? You know, who probably 50-50 in my opinion. I mean, that's how I got to look at it. I'm feeling really good about drafting Julio Jones for the last pick in every one of my baseball drafts until today. Yeah, I didn't. Honestly, I messed up there. I didn't have any Julio. To be fair, I still probably won't get much Julio because he's going to shoot up today. I did get him at like 190 today because I was drafting when it happened. but he's going to go way too high, and he's only going to. I don't want to say he's going to do bad because that could blow up in my face very, very, very quickly. So I will not say that, but I don't see I could see an upside with him, but I don't see an upside with him, if that makes sense. I can see 2 blown hamstrings and a toe problem or something like that. That's what I can see. But if anybody's going to make him good, it's Tom Brady. But me personally, nah, I'm good. If he's there past 150, I'll take him. He's one of my people I fit in there. But he's not going to be going any earlier than that for me. Honestly, I need to move Nico right now before I forget. Before I forget, I'll get back to Ayuk here, Danica, in a minute. I just got to make sure I move Nico. Where's Nico? There it is. We'll put him at 145, 146. Just make sure I get him, or I see that I can get him. I think I would draft Nico as high as like 120, 125, somewhere in that range. That's how high I would draft him, but I hope that he doesn't blow. He's gonna gain so many positions, which is so crazy because he was going undrafted in like a lot of the streamers' drafts that I was watching back in the day. What do we think about Miko though? I'm gonna get to Miko. Brandon Ayuk here. I'll be honest here. This needs to move up some. He's perfectly placed. Where did I go? Did I miss him? Yeah. Honestly, let's just keep that pairing together. They both provide similar, like, explosive weeks. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. And honestly, this needs to be changed. I'm not a fan. I know that, he's a decent running back, but he's another year older, and then more competition with Gainwell there. Second year there for him. Clearly not coaches. I don't know. Coaches have an indifferent feeling about him, so they're not going to go out of their way to make him happy. Let's see. Where did I last leave off? Around here, yeah. I want to bring him down to like 75. Damian Harris is high. I didn't remember drafting any Damian Harris. How far did I have him back? He's got to go around Devin Singletary. Yeah, this looks right to me. Honestly, he'll come up higher after we see at least 1 to 2 preseason games of any inclusion. I want to see who he focuses on and what he kind of focuses on early in preseason. Trey, so he can easily move up to the right behind. He will move up to this area if Trey likes him, but that we'll see. That's a we'll see kind of thing. And Trey will move up to here if he looks good. And no matter what, he probably won't get drafted for me, so he needs to come back to this conglomerate of weirdly injured running backs. Oh boy, I got some words on here. Pull it up on here so I can read it easier. A.J. Dillon, but what about Aaron Jones? I think he's the biggest benefactor of Adams' departure. Okay. Honestly, I disagree a little bit. I don't think he's the biggest benefactor. In fact, I think if anything, they're gonna his role is kind of going to stay the same, and I think in the sense that he's still going to be the main back, and he's going to be involved in the offense. I think if anybody is the biggest benefactor, it's Robert Tonyan in the red zone, and it's going to be a lot of he's going to get all the red zone work. Aaron Jones will get the short passing work, and now that AJ Dillon showed what he could do late in the season, he's going to be the 1-2, bell cow back at when they want to do that kind of start. It depends on who they're facing. I think it's going to be more about their matchups, but I'm a big fan of AJ Dillon. Sanders can't stay healthy on the field, and last year when he was the feature back, it was before we started running the ball. We had a night game against Tampa. He had 2 rushes in the first half. Bad timing. Yeah, I remember that because they start cheering and stuff, and when they finally handed the ball off to him. To be fair, running the ball against Tampa, not ideal. Tampa's linebackers are insane. They got Devin White and Lamonte David, and it's and they had Sue, and they had the Tryon guy. Dylan is talented, but he's in the timeshare. Don't think his ADP is a bit high? I would say the same about Aaron Jones, to be honest with you. If we're going to compare it, I would compare Aaron Jones to the same as Melvin Gordon and Javonte, except Javonte. Think about we're getting Javonte. I think AJ Dillon is just as talented with just as much opportunity. As an Aaron Jones owner last year, AJ Dillon killed me. Yeah, I was a big AJ Dillon owner, so I can't say much, but he was going pretty late last year in my drafts, at least as I remember. That's a little high for me. And remember, these are just my opinions. I am not perfect. I'll tell you this. My DFS last year was not great until week 17 because I played everybody that was on my team last year on that final week. But so I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm just saying now that I've won it and I've had a little extra time on my hands and I have to work a second job, I've watched a lot of film and whatnot. And this is what I personally think about these situations. So my opinion, you're more than welcome to have your own opinion, and perfectly fine if you jump into my drafts with me. I won't be offended when you take Aaron Jones 10 picks ahead of me. You know what I mean? I'm not going to – that's your choice. That's the best thing about best ball. It's all about, your opinion. And you lay him out there, and you win, or you lose. Last year, I think I played this guy. I don't know how many people have watched my Spike Week interview with the Best Ball Bros with Eric. But if you haven't, I played against Chess is Okay in about 15 of my Millie Maker drafts. And that guy, supposedly puts in 80 to 85 hours a week or whatever. So, I mean, just because this guy is a DFS legend, poker pro, anybody can win. As long as you have a strategy, you have a decent build, you have the right mindset and confidence to play, you can beat anybody. Yeah, I do I used to do before best ball. I didn't know. I should say I didn't know about redraft league or best ball previous 2 years ago. So back in the day, you could draft up to 25 ESPN leagues. So I had about 4 email addresses. So I would sign up, smash 25 leagues, and then sign another account, do another 25 leagues. Before it used to be 10, but then they switched it to 25. So then I would do another 25, another 25. So I would do about 100 to 125 lineups the old-fashioned way. And I used to do a lot more auction leagues, so that was always more of my fun, I guess. And then I always have I have my home league with my guys from 2008. We have I'm in this weird super flex league with some random people that I met, but it's like literally my favorite league that I've ever been in. It's free. There's I don't know any of these guys in real life. We don't talk except for we get in a group chat on the draft day, and we don't talk the rest of the year. But it's like the greatest auction league ever. What else? I'm in a couple, and I'm in like 3 random keeper leagues, and 1 dynasty league that I run with 2 of my buddies, and we usually are last place in that one. I don't know how I've been running it, but we have not won once. Other than that, yeah, as of last year, I mainly been doing best ball. I mean, I don't think I've stopped draft because even during the season, they would run like these, random like best ball leagues that started from week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5. I think it went all the way to week 8 last year. I could be wrong. Maybe it did more, but I feel like I've been drafting nonstop since last May when I won 50K and I just put it into this and just kind of invested in this. That's another thing. I would say anybody can win off of one entry, right? But you should try to allocate funds to max out a tournament. And maybe you just do the 3 of 20 if you can't afford to max out all of them. Or you do you. I'm not going to tell you how to spend your money, but definitely, I know that Drafters has a 2 for 222 one. I just think it'd be a good experience to max out a league to see where your real stands are, see what drafts you really like to do. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Let's see here. Am I almost done? Yeah, I'm almost done. Let's get out of here so I can go back to sleep. I had a huge headache last night. I'm talking about huge migraine. It was pulsating. I'm going to draft him around 180. Yeah, right next to Ayuk. They all present the same upside. I don't like Derek Carr. You guys got to remember, I'm also a Chargers fan. So, and I consider this a game where I actually want to cheer and not cheer for certain people. And I hate the Raiders. I've always hated the Raiders. So, also take that, into my rankings. Poor Devontae Adams. I have never turned on someone so quickly. I don't understand how anybody could be drafting him. Let's put him right. 120? It's 120 sounds good. I'll draft Jarvis Landry and then I'll draft him. Which reminds me, they usually have, what's his name? Okay, good. And I want them 3 together. I want those 3 right next to each other. Oh, perfect. This is the perfect pairing of people that I want to look at whenever it comes up. He'll probably shoot up to be in this area, but I don't really have to move. Well, I will never draft Robert Woods. Good job for anybody who does, but he won't be on my teams. Hold on. Let's see here. I think 150 maxing is unquestionably plus EV. Yeah, I just think you're in all these lobbies, right? And the more lobbies that you're in, there's a higher probability that you get in a lobby where, especially in DraftKings, where you get into a lobby where it just works out perfectly for you. Now, again, second round of playoffs, all bets are off. All bets are off second round. I tell you what, I went from 80 to 13 teams, and it felt terrible. But that's because everybody on DraftKings had good lineups. So second round, honestly, if you're going to play DraftKings best ball, there might be some kind of thought process to your main teams are for to get by week 15 and 16. I'm not gonna put my name on that, but I would think that probably a good idea just based on how many teams I lost last year. Because if I would have gotten half of those teams through, and gotten to the finals, that's 40K. You know what I mean? Like, obviously that probably wouldn't have happened if I would have gotten them. Let's just say I get 3 teams to the finals, which I think there was like 2 teams in the finals or there were a bunch of people who had 2 teams in the finals last year, but I don't know. And arguably my worst team got through to the end. Wish DraftKings would steep it up some the best ball side. Underdog has blown them out of the water with their overall exposures. Drafted. Well, true. But now that I have Spike Week Draft IQ, I don't have to worry about Spike Week. My guys over there, run by my high school quarterback, Eric Bonfor, which is so crazy. It's so crazy that he, of all people, well, I mean, not just him, but like somebody I went to school with, not only went to school with, we graduated together. And we were, like when we were called out for our center court for like our high school rally, it was Bonfor and then it was Castro. So, I mean, we were like, very, very close in life. And it's just so weird that he's in the same space as me. Let's see here. I do love your stoicism, probably while you're a millionaire. Look, I am a millionaire because I got lucky. Again, I didn't think I was going to win $1 million when it happened because I was like, okay, well, my worst team got through to the end. And when I was down in Austin, like I'll be happy with the $1,000 because I had made back what I put into it last year. I was like, I broke even. If I get in the top 100, perfect. I get a couple extra grand. You know what I mean? Like, it was a great year. I did not expect what happened to happen. It was a great day, and anybody can do this. It's not like I'm better than anybody else. This is just how I played, and that's just how that is my way of helping and showing everybody else, is just showing how I played. And if they want to play like me, you can. If you want to run it by the numbers, you can do ETR. If you want to have good structure, great mind blowing, gal brain, what do they call it? Giga brain strats, I'd go Spike Week, or if you want to have a good time, go splash play and with those guys. I've been stacking week 16 and 17 in most drafts. That's smart. I swear, week 16 and 17 are the hardest week, or obviously week 17 is the hardest, but week 16 is the hardest week to get over the hump. But I lost almost all my teams in week 15, so that hits a little closer to home for me. Honestly, I'm drafting teams that I like in the playoffs in the back half of my drafts. I've talked about it a few times, but that's just the way I'm going with it. I'm new to best ball. What do you mean when you talk about stacking certain weeks, like drafting players who have favorable matches in those weeks? Yeah, like for instance, this is the one I draft the most. Probably, I think I have on Spike Week. Let's see here. I don't know if I can pull it up really quick. So in week 17 or week 15, I have 107 different kind of stacks on was this underdog probably then because it's 107. Yeah, I have 107 stacks, different kinds of stacks for week 15. Detroit and the New York Jets. I'm specifically targeting that game, and I want as much as that game as I can. Personally, not worrying too much about week 16, but I do have a lot of Jets players who are facing the Jags. I have a lot of Houston players in place in the Tennessee Titans, who I think are going to have a downgrade in defense this year, and stuff like that. And then week 17, obviously my highest stack is going to be Pittsburgh versus Baltimore because I'm big on Lamar Jackson and I'm big on obviously Najee Harris. So I'm taking certain teams that I like for their playoffs, and I'm just team stacking them. If I don't get their correlation, it's not a big deal. As long as I have a piece of it, I think that those players on that team will do well enough, because you don't have to have every game correlate. Obviously, if you watch everybody else on the Twitter sphere, they will tell you that week 17 is all that matters, and game stacks are all that matters too. I can tell you this: I did not have any game stacks intentionally last year. I happened to have one with Tampa Bay and the Jets, but the Jets didn't pop up on my team. It was just they were competing with one another, and Tom Brady and Gronk, decided to pop off, thankfully. I will say I do have a lot more game stacks this year for week 18 or week 17. One, I like to have personally, I want some skin in that last game. Whether it's wrong, whether it's a 7-3 game, I want skin in that game because it felt so good to win it on Monday night personally. But I will have one player, at least from that Sunday night game. That Monday night game. If that answered any of your questions, if it didn't answer your question, please rephrase, and I will happily try to answer it the correct way. I think there must be some logic in prepping for week 16 and week 17. That's where your jet stack, Zach Wilson, might come in handy in case Josh Allen and Tom Brady sit out week 17. Yeah, that's a possibility too. I assume that they won't, because if the season's going similar or just about similar to what it did last year, that's a pretty big game with the Bengals and the Bengals and Bills. How does your strategy change for any high stakes best ball if you do any of them? I didn't do any last year, but no, it doesn't change. I'm not. You could take advantage of me if you see me in your high stakes league, I guess. I'm gonna draft my guys more so in those ones because at this point I'm not. I'm just me. I'm just doing me. I'm not gonna. I only play with what I earn from work, and half of my work money goes to my wife. So I'm not like this. I am a millionaire, but it's not really like I didn't change my lifestyle. I'm still little me. You know what I mean? I'm still grinding, except now I have $600 every 2 weeks that I get to play with. So, and good. I explained it. Good. Holy cow! How did I end up on 230s? I must have just were 260s. I'm just scrolling, I guess. Should move him up. 200. He's my. So I'm going to be wrong, probably wrong on a lot of players. The probability of me hitting as many players as I did last year probably means I'm not right. So you don't have to follow what I do. Like I've said a couple times now. But I had 95, 98% Colin Johnson last year. Obviously did not pay out. Had the Jaguars kept him on the team, I just imagined how amazing he would have been. But anyways, he did not pan out. He's kind of in the dust until he gets out of the Giants group area. Holy cow, I've been going for an hour. Okay, I have so much Haskins and Hilliard. I don't have any Hilliard, and it's not against Hilliard. It's just that I think they're going to go their offense is going to struggle, and it's not the running back's fault. It's the offensive line that I don't trust. And wait, didn't Hilliard go to the Panthers, right? I'm not crazy. I'll make sure that I'm not talking out my butt. No, Deontay Foreman. Oh, Hilliard is on the Titans. I don't know why I thought. I was thinking Foreman. Yeah, Hilliard would be okay. If I'm going to choose one, I'm going Haskins. Biased. I am a Michigan fan, so But that man motherfucker repped like 27 reps of the 220, 225. That is beastly. Like, yeah. I see it right here. I know you can't see my cursor, but I'm pointing right at it. Yeah. I thought we were talking about that combo of players. I was like, I'm not touching the Carolina backfield past CMC this year. Hubbard was okay. Chuba Hubbard was okay, and now they added Deontay Foreman, and that just kind of kills both of their values. Which I should just move. I see it right here. It's bothering me. He should not be behind. Definitely not behind. I'm good with that. How much of your budget do you allocate toward DFS football, like per week? Probably a lot more now. So as much as I earn, honestly, because it's like whatever I make. So last year, since I had that 50K that I was working extra with, and I have another 50K that I won this year, I'll probably do roughly $1,000 this year. I was doing about 200 last year. I'll probably do about $1,000 this year. And week 1 is typically my best week. I think it was 2 years ago. I came in 20th place and got 10K on the Millie Maker. I think I got like 87th last year. And the million people playing. But when I play DFS, I mean, if I played 50-50s, I'd probably be a more profitable player. But I want to win all of it kind of thing. I'm a degenerate gambler in that sense. And I do that strat a lot. All right, y'all. I will probably be back on tomorrow. Finish up the rest of this. I'll do quickly finish up the rest of these rankings tomorrow. And I'll do a draft tomorrow as well. I'll do a Millie Maker draft tomorrow. Because it is 10:13 here, and my wife and I need to have a chit-chat because I need a conversation. And I haven't talked to anybody all day today except for y'all, so I would like to talk to my wife. I've been taking Haskins and Hilliard on the same team to anyone but Henry. Yeah. I have so much Haskins. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, it has been fun. It's been real. It's been real fun, y'all. Later.